Everybody, I'm Stacy with Stacy's Organizing and Decorating for Life. I'm here to help you organize your thoughts and decorate your perspectives. That's what we're going to talk about today is perspectives, because we're going to talk about the eyes into our reality. What do we see? And so with looking at that, we're looking at really three eyes. We're going to look at illusion, imagination, and intuition. So if you like that that's the topic today, please hit the like and subscribe button below. And even if you're not sure if you like the topic, please continue listening. But before we get started, I want to thank you all who are new subscribers to this channel. I want to thank the people who've been subscribed to this channel for a few years now. I appreciate your loyalty. I want to thank you all who have donated to this channel recently. As you can see, I'm not monetized, and to get monetized, you have to get up to 1,000 subscribers. So it would be awesome if you all could recommend friends to this channel, because what this channel is designed to do is to raise the vibe of this universe. So sometimes that's more my mission than finding out what algorithms will get me 1,000 subscribers. But you all are awesome people, and I know that you can help with doing this as we try to create different avenues of income, right? Okay, so thank you all once again. Please read the disclaimer below if I haven't mentioned that already, that I'm not, what I am and what I am not. Hence, let's talk about illusions and imagination and intuition. When we look at illusions, imagination, and intuition, oftentimes it's part of our process when we're processing what we thought we was and find out that it was not. If you look at, one of my favorite artists is Salvador Dali. And I had a picture that was called Apparition that Salvador Dali did, and the biggest thing I saw in the beginning was a dog, but when you look inside that picture, there's so many other things that we see, and you could say that they're illusions because you can't see them right away. So when we're deciding the processes of our life, these things that are going on, I talked about in other videos about how things have changed so much, and people are trying to process what we see politically, what we've seen pandemically, what we've seen, and all these things, and to make sense of it. And it's all part of a thought process. And some of us wonder what's real, what's imagination, and what's our intuition. And oftentimes when we start projects, when we start relationships, when we start these things, we think that it's our intuition guiding us, right? But then something happens. All hell breaks loose, or it dissolves, and we're devastated, and we don't know what to do with this. And so human beings' first instinct is to get angry and to want to think that they've been jaded or something like this. And I'm not saying that you're not, because sometimes we are. So when we look at the illusions, and many of us like that. We like the pictures of Salvador Dali. We like magicians and things like this, and understand that sometimes what we're seeing is what we're not seeing. Hence going back into that, looking at things within and without, and trying to decipher it and figure out what really is going on and what's not going on. And we've talked a lot about relationships and such and what people have said. I want to point out a few things to you, of what, these are just my perspectives. You got to realize this, but I would like your perspectives. Please put them in the comments below, because they're not wrong. Because that's the thing, is when we're looking at illusions, when we have our imaginations, when we have our intuition, they're all different. Everybody has different ones. We're not supposed to be the same. Now, marketing and such would have you think that you've got to be like this person or that to be in alignment with everything else. But when you're in genuine alignment, it's being able to look at these different aspects and things. And at first we may feel very disappointed, but once we can process, if we will process things, this is why people keep feeling the same pains over and over, is because they're not willing to process. Okay, well, where was my thinking maybe off? Did I hear things that I didn't really want to hear when I was hired for this job? Did they, or when I was told this? Now, down here in Mexico, sometimes you're told something and there's different time scales, and so you may be told one thing and then it may happen a month later, or something like this. So, that is not really what I'm talking about when we're talking about illusions. That's just misinformation. But sometimes we do misinform ourselves, and that is the illusion, is not being willing to really examine the whole picture, to look at that Salvador Dali picture and see that there's a beach probably in there. I can't remember what all was in there besides the beach. There was a couple of cups, there was all kinds of things in there. I'd encourage you to look at the apparition picture or any of the Salvador Dali pictures. There's a lot more going on in there than we see. So when we're looking at that, we're able to break it down. But illusion is really created in the past, because it's perceived from what we know in the past. But to me, this is my thoughts, okay, and my perspectives. So I'm believing that illusion is coming from our past, that when we start breaking down the illusion, we're having to remember, well, what was really said, or what was really done here. Because oftentimes we find that in forgiveness, when we really look at what's said, when we really look at what's done, it was ourselves creating a different story than someone else. So what we thought was not, possibly, So being able to go inside and look at these things about that. But oftentimes people like to keep that illusion going or keep that story going of being deceived or betrayed or what have you. And I'm not saying you weren't deceived or betrayed, so we're not talking about that. I'm just talking about how we deceive or betray ourselves in our thought processes is what I'm talking about, okay? So then when we look at, I have notes over here, so that's why I'm looking over there. I've learned to look at the camera though. So when we're talking about the imagination, or let's go to intuition next, because intuition is really created in the present. A lot of people think they're intuitive, but they're really creating from the past, and it's like, oh, they're creating something with their own perceptions of their own experiences, right? We do that sometimes. So that's really from our past. So, but intuition in itself is really the present moment, is really sitting in meditation. That's where I get a lot of these ideas for these videos, is I'll sit in meditation to see what it is I want to talk about is in this video here. So sitting in the present and being quiet and being still, because I do what they call contemplative meditation, where there's no noise, it's not guided. I just sit and I be still and let some thoughts come to me. So intuition is in the present. It's how we presently react. Imagination. Now see, imagination plays a part in illusion and intuition, right? Because imagination can be for the future. The imagination can be from the past. Because imagination, I believe, is conscious and subconscious. So the subconscious is that when we see something with our eyes, we're seeing it from the eyes that we have learned to experience it. But the consciousness is in the present in our intuition, what we would call our intuition. So if we're conscious, many of us go by our intuition. So if we stay in the present, we can process the things from the past, and we can look forward to the future, and then that keeps us out of the funk. You know what I mean? This is how we get out of the funk, and maybe that should have been the title of the video. I'm not saying that it's always nice, because we really can be down on ourselves when we're really thinking back and remembering, okay, well, they said this, and I felt this, And we try to make a storyline match in between, or I thought I was going to experience this, but I experienced that, So it's being able to look at these different things. And I hope this video is not too confusing, So no action is an illusion. Our imagination can be generated from our intuition, is what I'm saying. And so imagination is good. Intuition is good. Illusion is sometimes very entertaining too. Illusion is how we can process things, and illusion is how we can enjoy life and break down things, because this is just a journey, and it's just being able to be in harmony with all of those. And when I talk about harmony, a lot of people call that balance, but sometimes balance feels unbalanced, or harmony feels unbalanced. Oftentimes we can't get to harmony without an imbalance. At least me, because I kind of do things the hard way. So I really work with people most of the time who also do things the hard way, or they're trying to get from point A to point B. So what I am is a life coach, a life midwife, and what I do is I help people either to break down barriers from going for what they want to create or have in life with their imaginations. We start getting in alignment with that, or I help people when they're going through a process of pain and grief. So if you or anyone you know needs help in the life coach area, then please look me up or send me a message at stacyreinick@gmail.com. And you can also donate to my PayPal at stacyreinick@gmail.com if you wish to do so. And I thank you all who have donated in the past. And I just really hope that these videos are helpful to you. And again, you know, if people would share these videos so I could get up to that 1,000 subscribers, so I would quit asking y'all to donate, that would be really cool. So then I would be monetized, okay? All right, I appreciate you so much, and I thank you for your time. We've run out of time today. Remember, we're looking at the 3 eyes. We want to look at the eyes of reality, these eyes, but they see everything, and they perceive it and create the thoughts. And so sometimes when these thoughts are broken down, we realize they were illusions. But if we sit in our intuition, we can create in our imagination what it is we really want to create once we heal those things that we realize were maybe wrong thoughts, okay? Or not really working for us. But there was a learning lesson in it to help us navigate and create a different map, okay? All right. Thank you so much for your time once again, and I look forward to connecting with you next week. If you have a topic, again, that's stacyreinick@gmail.com or stacyreneeforlife@gmail.com are good emails for me for you to send any ideas or topics, okay? Or just let me know if you need any help. All right. Thank you so much. I wish you much love and peace, and I'll see you next week. All right. Bye.